In this week's First Responders, we have a warning from police about underage vaping, and this is not only for anyone under 21, but also for businesses that may be selling to minors. And joining us now is Lieutenant Daniel Shepard with the Tupelo Police Department's Narcotics Unit. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for being here with us. So how did the Narcotics Unit get involved when it comes to juvenile and or businesses creating these crimes?
A couple weeks ago,
these crimes.
the student resource officers approached us that they've been fielding a lot of complaints from parents about businesses in the area selling vapes and products of that nature to their children in the area. And since that's not something that's necessarily something they deal with on a regular basis, they approached us to see if we would assist them in working out a detail where we could go out into the community, try to see if we could use some underage children to go out into these businesses with parents' permission, and see if they would sell to the kids. We had pretty good success with that during that operation.
And when it comes to vaping, I know that it was a problem really on the rise right before COVID, and it seemed to have somewhat dissipated. But you're now saying that it still is a problem among teens?
I would say so, yes, ma'am. Just with the color, it's a much more trying to think of the word I'm looking for, but it's more attractive to them to use the vapes. It's a kind of a popular thing for them to use. All kinds of different flavors, different brands, bright colors, things of that nature. I seem to attract them.
Okay, and when it comes to juveniles, what kind of penalties can they face if they are caught with any kind of tobacco product?
Typically, they're looking at some monetary fines. Typically, it's anywhere for a first offense around $100. Potentially, some community service could be involved in a first offense. Typically, no more than 15 hours. For subsequent offenses, maybe a second offense, you're looking at that fine doubling to around $300, and then that community service topping out at a potential 25 hours of community service, and then a third in any subsequent, infractions of that nature. They're looking at $500 a pop, and then as high as 40 hours of community service.
Wow! And when it comes to the businesses, I know you guys have successfully cracked down on some businesses that were selling to minors. What can they face?
So typically, they're looking at fines ranging anywhere from $250 on a first offense to as high as $1,000 on a third or follow-on offenses. There could be some potential misdemeanor imprisonment time, as well as they could potentially lose their ability to sell those products at their business.
And what final warning do you have for parents and businesses?
Just be mindful for the parents. Just be aware of what your kids are doing, what they're bringing home. Ultimately, it kind of falls down to the parents to really be on top of this, make sure that the kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then the businesses, they need to make sure that they are doing their due diligence. If someone looks to be underage, they need to be asking for ID, verifying that that's a valid ID, and before they make that purchase, because it could be us coming in right behind it to write them a ticket for it.
All right, thank you so much, dear
Yes,
Lieutenant Daniel Shepard, for joining us this afternoon. Find out which slang word won out in Dictionary.com's nationwide slang word matchup. That story is ahead on Studio 9. Thank you so much, dear Daniel. Yeah. All right, yay. So you did a great job. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's good. You gave your warning, Daniel.
Yeah, typically, it's typically the Attorney General's office actually has personnel that's all that they do.
Yeah, I was going to say what's really interesting. I was telling Quokka that apparently Lee Yancey, a state representative, introduced another bill in this year to be able to tighten the laws on it, but it died in committee February 4th. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that goes off in
Yeah. But hey, no, thank you so much there for coming in. Thank you, sir. All right, here we go. Katie, I think Daniel is ready to leave. What? Katie, we're almost done. Yay. Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. Kitty, is it only one feel-good story, or? Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's a feel-good story making headlines today. An online competition courtesy of dictionary.com, who is getting into the March Madness spirit by pitting popular regional slang words head-to-head in a bracket-style competition. As the rounds pass, online voters weeded out silly slang like cattywampus, skedaddle, and chuckhole, and in the end, the West Coast's Stoke was bested by the South's y'all for the colloquial crown. Well, there's always next year. Stoked. Well, it's been a question many parents have had over the past few years. How much screen time is too much screen time? Well, in tomorrow's segment of Wellness Wednesday, we're speaking with a pediatrician to learn the impacts technology can have on children's mental health. Finally, we leave you with a positive quote of the day from Robert Greene Ingersoll. The greatest test of courage on earth is to bear defeat without losing heart. We thank you so much for joining us for Studio 9. We'll be back here tomorrow, but for now, we leave you this afternoon with a live, peaceful ocean view of the Channel Islands of California. Showing his little head there. Oh man, oh no, I can't do that. Stoke is the
I
word.
love it.
Stoke.
I'm dead. Alright, I love it. Am I checking? Alright. Veronica Mejia, live in Amory. We're another plant. Okay. Okay. Probably.
John,
Yeah.
so the word is stoked.
Yeah. They were.
Is the word. Oh, look what came up.
I'm ready.
Oh gosh.
Well, at least he was second headline. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So at least he responded. I mean, that's cool.
Wait a second. This is going in and out. Go ahead. What?
I know, that's one of those things, but in your little, I'll give you this a couple of chapters, you know.
Oh, okay.
My producer says that chunk is polite tasks.
Oh, okay. All right. So John is second. Okay, and then I'm third. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, Katie, I just changed the language of that guy.
I'm Veronica Mejia, live in Amory, where another plant is closing its doors for good. Find out who it is, where it's going, and how many jobs will be lost. Coming up.
And weather-wise, we do have a chance for some maybe heavy thunderstorms in here, maybe a few severe ones as we go into our Wednesday afternoon and evening. We'll talk more about that in a few moments.
A late-night shooting takes the life of an Amory teenager. We'll have the latest on the investigation ahead. And right now, you're getting a live look at the Kennedy Space Center, where 2 U.S. astronauts stranded on the ISS for over 9 months will be making their long-awaited return in a moment now. WTVA 9 News at 4:30 starts right now.
Live, local, late-breaking. This is WTVA 9 News.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for WTVA 9 News at 4:30. I'm Tanya Carter. Leaders in Amory found out in February it was losing more than 25 jobs with the closing of a wood pellet plant. Now comes word the city is losing more jobs with the closing of another plant. Let's go live to WTVA's Veronica Mejia in Amory, where she talked to one employee who will soon be out of work.
That employee works at NauticStar Boats, which is gradually letting people go and plans to shut down completely by the end of May. Now, right now, there are 100 employees and contract workers, and so far, 19 have been laid off. The boat maker plans to sell its building here and move to Washington, North Carolina, where its parent company is located, so operations can be combined. Now, news about NauticStar shutting down comes just 2 years after a tornado took out part of the plant, reducing its production. Now, Human Resources Director Mitzi Smith told me that despite overcoming those challenges and changes in the boating industry, forced the plant to make this move, or to this company make this move. Now,
I really hate it for my employees, myself as well, but it will have an effect on my community, as proven by the community coming together after the tornado. We will surpass this as well.
Now, before the tornado, the NauticStar plant employed almost 200 people. Now, those who are left can apply to jobs in North Carolina, and the company is also working with people who want to stay here, find jobs locally. In Amory, Veronica Mejia, WTVA 9 News.